The session today. Dr. Bassam Al Hamad, we're very lucky to have him from Bahrain. He's an expert in quality assurance and accreditation in higher education. He has key roles at the University of Bahrain and the Quality Assurance Authority of Bahrain. He's an ABET reviewer and a member of Pnqahe, and AFED. I hope I pronounced those correctly. He's evaluated over 100 programs, trained 10,000 individuals, and consulted for 20 government ministries. He has collaborated with international organizations, including UNESCO and Pnqahe, on publications and quality standards. Please give him a big round of applause and welcome him.
Great. Thank you very much. So welcome to our session. So we have a group of presenters today. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It looks like 9. Okay, so we are going to start. I think Zainab Qamar is not here. So we are going to start directly with Shahriyar Ahmed. Shahriyar Ahmed, he's the head of the QEC. Oh my God, you have a lot to do. I'm saying you have a lot of jobs to do. Head of QEC is like driving him crazy. I headed this position for about 3 years or 4 years. It's killing. So we have Shahriyar Ahmed. He's the head of QEC. And he's going to present us a topic about student perspective. Let me read it. Yeah, student perspective on quality assurance practices. It's enhancing. I'm reading the first one, sorry. Enhancing university students' partnerships in quality assurance. Beautiful. A mixed approach on mixed methods, study on dialogue and engagement. Looks very catchy. A title. Please go ahead. And thank you very much. So you have 10 minutes. They told you, right? Yeah. Try to cover it in 10, yes, which means 10 or less. Very nice. You need any photo of it's okay.
Buddy, आप तैयार रखिएगा please because we're already way past time. I did check with them. They were ready. Yes, and they're also live actually on Facebook. I think you're switching between banners.
I take it. Sorry?
Yes, go ahead. You can take it. You can take this one. You can take this one.
Which one is easier? Hello? Hello?
They're probably not going to come again. It's us.
Hello. Am I audible? Should I start, sir?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, the topic of my presentation is basically enhancing university student partnership and quality assurance, a mixed method approach on dialogue and engagement. So, starting from my background, basically, I am currently working as in the capacity of head quality enhancement cell at NCS University System, Peshawar, and these are my basically credentials. Okay, starting from the very interesting factor, why QA matters. This study basically a mixed method study from Pakistan addressing a critical gap. As you know, only 39% of the universities in lower middle income countries like ours meaningfully involve student in quality assurance, leading to accreditation failure. Our work at NCS University System basically demonstrate how culturally adopted strategy can transform this paradigm. Let's confirms the urgency. Basically, time to HEC violations suggest that 72% of the Pakistan HEC violations linked to the poor student feedback system. Yet, governance isn't enough. Standard 5.1 mandates 30% student representation, but 78% of the students remain unaware of their quality assurance role. And this is very alarming situation in Pakistan. This isn't just a policy, it's a lost opportunity for cooperation. Okay, let me explain the international comparison of educational quality assurance. First, notice the clear correlation between having a formal QA policies and higher education accreditation satisfaction rates. It's basically directly proportional to each other. Norway's mandatory system shows the strong outcomes. The UK's voluntary approach still achieved 95% accreditation, suggesting institutional which opting in when QA is well designed. Developing nations like Pakistan, which are growing, and Brazil show why QA matters without systematic quality control. Both institutional standard and student experiences basically suffer. The 30+ point gap between top and bottom performers demonstrate how policy choice directly impact the educational outcomes. Okay. Basically, this slide highlights a groundbreaking quality assurance initiative that addresses a real-world challenge in health sciences. Let me break it down. First, I will talk on the contextual innovation. Recognizing that 68% of participants in the pilot programs were women, the study introduced gender-sensitive feedback mechanism to ensure their voices are basically heard. Many institutions like infrastructure, so mobile first QA tools were developed for accessibility in low resource setting such as Pakistan and many Asian countries. Now coming towards our study objective, we have basically two aims. First, to diagnose basically the awareness gaps identified through surveys, and second, to identify the systemic barriers through student voices. I think so that this dual approach ensures we capture both the what and the why behind this engagement, basically. So the research begins with the phase one, securing ethical approval, which is mandatory for every research to ensure compliance with the research governance standards. Phase two and phase three focus on implementing and assessing internal controls within the participating, establishing robust framework for data integrity. In phase three, we basically progress to systematic data collection, capturing key metrics on university industry. And phase four, research conduct statistical analysis to derive meaningful inferences from the gathered data. So basically, we apply a mixed method research to comprehensively evaluate the quality assurance in higher education through three complementary approaches. First one is basically a quantitative part defined as a structure survey. We basically conducted with 150 students. This quantitative component use a 5-point Likert scale along with the open-ended question to measure the two key dimensions. Basically, one is QA awareness and the other one is student satisfaction. The other approach we use is semi-structured interviews. We basically engaging 25 participants, 15 students, and 5 faculty member and 5 quality assurance staff. This qualitative method applied based on a thematic interview guide to uncover systematic challenge, including institutional barriers and power dynamics. And lastly, we do group discussions, focus group discussion. We conducted basically the 3 FGDs consistent of 8 to 10 participants, basically utilizing the scenario-based forms to generate actionable ideas for QA improvement through participatory solution ideation. Let me highlight what makes these findings particularly significant. The near perfect alpha alpha score of 0.96 to 0.97 in most domains are real in educational research. This suggests our instruments are capturing these constructs with exceptional precision. The curriculum evaluation anomaly is actually valuable. The validity results are equally impressive, having experts confirm 91% of the agreement clarity plus statistical configuration of our theoretical framework through effective factor analysis, basically we call it EFA analysis, gives us a tremendous confidence in these tools. So basically these are our student demographic. Where we have we conducted the study on 5 disciplines: MLT, DPT, radiology. Year of study mostly involved 3rd year followed by 2nd year. Our age comprises majority of 21 to 25 year of students, and while majority of our participants were male. So these are our quantitative outcomes. The finding revealed both progress and challenging in student QA engagement. The 71% of awareness rate is encouraging. It shows that most students know QA system exist at their university system. However, the robust understanding of rules of the QA suggested that we need a better communication about how we can contribute. The participation of the student in QA practices is concerning. While 71% know about QA, only 42% have actually participated. So this highlights a major gap. This 29-point difference represents missed opportunity for student voices in quality improvement. Moving to the next slide. While some students rate communication as very well or adequately, we are seeing concerning gap here, particularly that 54% feel QA processes are basically transparent. This suggests that we need more open communication framework about how QA, what happens with student feedback basically. Training labs, just 38% receive QA training. This directly correlates with the earlier participation rates. If students don't know how to engage, they won't be able to participate. This is a clear intervention point for improving engagement. As we are less with time, so most of the stats I am skipping it here. The result is critical insight about the student engagement preferences. 84% support for student committees and 92% preference for digital tool gives us a clear direction. These are basically the actual student comments. Okay. In some structure interview based on a thematic analysis, the quote, we really see results of the survey captures a systematic issue. This is actually a quote which we captured from a student. The dashboard and impact report suggesting a low-cost solution that could rebuild the trust of the student. On inclusivity, when the international students say their needs differ, it's a wake-up call. QA tool designs only for majority groups, exclude valuable perspective, multilingual approach student words, and dedicated channel students suggest that they must have, not nice to have. On shared responsibility, the phrase QA feels top-down explain why engagement lacks. Students don't want to just be surveyed. They want to shape the standards. Note their invention ideas of created bearing QA roles. So these are the basically recommendations for enhancing student engagement in quality assurance. So let's dive into these evidence-based recommendations. The first one is the student QA committees. Giving students voting rights in academic council ensuring their voice directly shape the policies. The second one is biannual training workshops. Student needs that workshop on framework like plan, do, check, act cycle. When students and faculty share a common language, collaboration improves dramatically. The third one is basically the digital feedback platforms. Our research shows that 92% of the students prefer digital tools. because most of our participants are millennials or they are like in Generation Z. Mobile friendly platform reduce barrier to participation, especially for part-time students. Policy advocacy are metrics. What get measures get managed. Embedding student engagement metrics in QA audits ensures institutions are held accountable for their inclusive practices. So basically, there are few recommendations based on our study. Let me introduce our core team driving this initiative work. The team structure consists of myself as serving as a head quality enhancement cell, Mr. Nurullah working as a QC officer, Mr. Omar Farooq working as a QC officer, and a special recognition to our supporting staff who enable us a seamless execution behind the scene. So these are basically our references. And thank you so much. Any question? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. We'll keep all the questions and answers maybe till the end. So we will go one session after the other.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. We will go for next, Wadid Al-Jinan. He is the assistant manager for the Women Medical College. And he's going to be presenting to us the presentation with the title, Role of Students as the Most Important Stakeholders in Quality Assurance in Higher Education Institutions of Pakistan. It's a topic that we all want to listen to, actually. We don't know what is the role of students. Is it only advisory role, or they could sit in a council, policy making role? So please tell us your experience on that. Okay. For taking photos.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that they would put the notes.
Is this all right? Can everybody see the screen? We leave the lights on for the video recording.
We want to see your faces if you are awake or not.
They want to see you.
If I'm awake or not. Yes, please go ahead.
Am I audible? Is my voice clear to all? First of all, about my introduction, I'm Wadid Al-Jinan from Women Medical College. I'm working as Assistant Manager Quality Enhancement Cell in Women Medical College. So basically, our perception about this topic was to observe the perception and role of students in the quality enhancement process in medical education. In our medical education institutions, basically the quality enhancement was started in the year 2022 and onwards. So it was a very rapidly growing department. It was new at that moment. So that's a very important topic for us also and for medical education also, because it's a startup like in medical education. So basically, first we will start about the introduction and then we will discuss a little bit background on the basis of which we started this topic. And then at the end, we will discuss the findings that we concluded through our results. So basically, we first conducted a literature review in which they say that students are the integral part of the quality assurance in higher education, and their enrollment improves the academic level at a very high pace, and they shape the development of quality assurance policies. Also, their efforts are beneficial for the institutional educational requirements. They are involved in the curriculum, as we are ultimately giving the education as a product to the student, and it's directly related to them. So they have their efforts directly enhances the quality assurance process. The further literature review said that there is a lack of higher awareness in higher education institutions to involve the students in the quality assurance process. They are mostly limited towards feedback or up to that point, and not further than that. There is also the lack of awareness in students about the quality assurance process. This is what we perceived from the literatures that we studied online. After that, what made them not being involved in the quality assurance was also discussed in the literature, which said that they had very less, they lacked enthusiasm in the process. Secondly, they had time limitations due to their studies, so they could not participate into the activities of quality assurance process. Also, they lacked support from their administrative staffs. Once they wanted to suggest something, some improvements, so they did not had and the adequate support and adequate material and adequate awareness to be about the quality assurance process. Okay, so on the basis of this, we wanted to see the perception of administrative policymakers and students, that what they perceive about the role of students in the quality assurance process. So our questionnaire was basically revolving around the perception of both policymakers and the students. So what we did in the methodology, we followed a mixed method approach in which we used the qualitative and quantitative both approaches. So what we did was a survey based on questionnaires. The questionnaire was obviously tested on the Cronbach's alpha value, and it was 0.89 at the moment. And it included the quantitative questions about the perceptions of students and faculty, which were distributed accordingly to the administrative staffs and students. So the questionnaires for administrators and policymakers were the same. We asked the faculty members the same questions that we asked from the policymakers. As faculty are also very important part in our quality assurance process, and they are totally involved in it. So after that, we also conducted a meta-analysis in which we compared our studies with the literature review. We conducted a meta-analysis of around about 12 papers, 12 peer-reviewed studies. For qualitative analysis, we conducted interviews and focus groups. We also went for the focus groups for students. In students, the focus group was more of a better tools and interviews. So that gave us some more knowledge as compared to the interviews. On the basis of that, we conducted a thematic analysis. So what was our findings? So first of all, we asked the students, and we saw their participation in the quality assurance process. So we asked students whether they are aware of it and are they participating in those activities or not. So they said that they are highly aware of the process, and they do participate in the quality assurance process, which was totally contradicting the literature that we studied. So further we studied, and we asked them that what is your perspective that your role in the quality assurance is. Do you have a significant role in it or not? So they concluded that yes, we think that we have a role in the quality assurance process. Now, we asked them that, do you think if you have the role in the quality assurance process, then do you think that your role, your feedback or your involvement impacts it? So for that, that response was not kind of like that. For round about 38% students agreed that their feedbacks are worked on, they had an impact. Other went silent, they were neutral about it, that if they had or not. Most of the 44% of the students for this is the neutral response. They said that we have no idea, and others 4% and 8% disagreed that they have no impact on the quality. Their feedbacks have no impact on the quality assurance process. Okay, so the qualitative analysis that we asked from the students, we basically divided into themes, and they said that we had the lack of clarity in it. A third year student responded to that. He said that I didn't know until my third year process. So this could be also that it's new in the, as I earlier mentioned, that it was started in 2022. So before that, if that student was in first year or she was a new student, so she might not be aware of it until and unless registration. So it might be different for a university, but for a medical colleges, they lack some of the awareness. So they did not have that clarity. So what about the perceived ineffectiveness? So the students also perceived that the feedbacks that they gave were not being acted upon. So that was a big barrier for them, and that's a big question, that they are not fully made aware about the process from the faculty or from the administrative staffs. They are totally taken the feedback, whether they are implemented, policies are implemented or not. Students are not aware of it. So they are basically involved on the first step of the quality assurance process. Okay, so they also had a fear factor, because that was a very important point that the students came up with. They said that if we give a negative feedback about something, for example, a teacher, so we are afraid that our internal assessments could be harmed. So that was something that very a factor that was very also they had that access barriers in our education country we are developing. So they sometimes did not had access to online feedbacks, slow internet system, technology issues. These were the barriers that they said that we were unable to reach or included. Okay, so now coming towards the faculty perspective. So we asked faculty about these different questions that are also shown it. I'll go shortly. I'll discuss about them. And as the crux of this chart is that, do you think that students have a role? So they strongly agree to it. And we also asked them some contradictory questions. For example, we asked them that, do you think that there should be increased participation of students in it? So they also agreed to that students are involved in the quality assurance process, but not up to the extent that they should be. Okay, so we also ran the descriptive analysis and regression analysis on these. So the descriptive analysis shows a average mean value of importance of student involvement. They also showed that the challenges they face are quite low, but they do have challenges. So the standard deviation is quite high for the challenges. So their responses do deviate from them.
If you can conclude, or any,
Yes, I'll go directly to the conclusion. So basically, the conclusion is that students do have a important role on the basis of statistics and basis of the qualitative analysis. Students do have a proper role in the quality assurance process. They do feel challenges. And they also they also work on it, but the growth is that we rapidly grow, and they have a very positive impact on the quality assurance process. Also, our regression analysis showed that our constructs are very lowly correlating with each other. Any questions?
It's okay. We'll keep the questions later because we are running out of time. So we will take the presentations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. It was a very good presentation. I like the results from the previous presentation and the results here. It's very clear that the students' involvement is, I think students need to be aware of how to involve, how to participate.
Yes, sir.
They don't know about it.
Yes, sir. They are aware about that there is a process like quality assurance, but how it works and what are the implications and what do we do further? That's what they are not aware of.
Exactly. And thank you very much. And this was very clear. Okay, so yes. This is your job, by the way. Clapping is your.
Zainab Kamar is here.
Zainab Kamar is here just to check upon her. She was first to go. I think she's not here. And we didn't get her presentation, so it seems like she's not coming. Okay. I cannot see Dr. Muhammad Asif, and who's the co-chair with me, but I'm just making sure that he's not here. Okay, so I cannot see him. Okay, so we'll go next for Muhammad Ammar. Muhammad Ammar, I didn't see him. Is it you're here? Okay, sorry. So Muhammad Ammar, he's the QEC officer, another tough job to do. So he's from Mair University of Science and Technology in Karachi. I love Karachi. I lived there for years.
There are two Muhammad Anwar, so the second one is.
This is, no, Anwar. Ammar. Muhammad Ammar.
From Mair University.
That's why I said that I called his name, he was not here. It's okay. We'll go with Muhammad Anwar. So Muhammad Anwar, he's a PhD scholar, which is less effort than a QEC officer. He is in the Lincoln University in Malaysia. He will be talking to us and presenting Empowering Student Voice. I love this title. The pivotal role of students in quality assurance in higher education. So let's listen to the student's voice.
Hello, my voice is clear. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, I would like to thank the all respected and honorable panels, organizer for giving me this opportunity to present my abstracts. First of all, I will introduce myself. It's not working. Scholar at Lincoln University, Malaysia. Currently, I am working as assistant professor and QEC director at MCN, Dear Lower and Dear Upper. So first, we will see the introduction of my topic because my title is the important role of the students in a quality assurance in higher education. So first, we will see the introductions. A higher education institution nowadays definitely emphasize the student empowerment with the quality assurance process because of the transition from the historically extraordinary practice to active student engagement. So as a primary stakeholder, students provide a critical insight into the educational relevance and effectiveness supported by the global framework like the European Students' Unions and standard guidelines for quality assurance. But despite policy making, challenges such as limited awareness, training gaps, and institutional resistance persist upon reducing participation to tokenism. Introductions continues. Addressing these barriers through structured capacity building and collaborative governance can enhance the transparency, accountability, and innovation fostering students' ownership and improve educational outcomes. Quality assurance system must adapt to diverse students like working adults, international learners, such as digital tools like surveys help gather feedback widely addressing unfair practice and improving resources, including student voice, keep education relevant and equitable for the changing world. If we talk about the objectives, so the objective of my study was to examine the critical role of a student's voices in a quality assurance process. If we talk about the methodology, so the qualitative study design was adopted, and the study was carried out in different nursing colleges in the lower KPK. Our sample size for the study was decided upon the data situations. Total of 12 participants, 6 from the students, 3 faculty members, and 3 from the administrative staff was recruited in the studies, and 12 interviews were conducted for the collection of data, and purposive sampling technique was used for the collection of inclusion of my criteria happens for the students who actively participate in academic and core curriculum activities, and for the faculty member and administration staff because of their quality assurance and institutional decision-making responsibility. This is the exclusion of criteria from my studies. These students or staff who are uninformed about the quality assurance process, rule and process, and those faculty staff who oppose students' input in decision-making were excluded from my studies. If we talk about the data collection procedure, so because it was a qualitative study design, so 12 interviews were conducted by using a semi-structured questionnaire. A consent was taken from the participants for the recorded data and the use of data in the future. If we talk about the data analysis, so thematic analysis was done. Initially, the recorded data were transcribed into verbatim line by line analysis of the content was done to find out the open coding. Open code were arranged to make categories, and teams were generated from the selected categories. And then finally, the team was supported by the representative response. This was the demographic result of my studies. A total of 12 participants were recruited in my studies, 6 from the students, 3 from the faculties, and 3 from the administration staff. If we talk about the gender, so 4 out of 6 were female and 2 out of 6 were male, and age ranged from 20 to 23 years, and representing our studies year like first, second, third, and fourth year. For the faculty members, total out of 12, 2 were female, out of 3, 1 was male, and age ranged from 26 to 30 years, and 2 to 4 year teaching experience. Just like for the administrative staff, 2 out of 3 were male, and 1 out of 3 was female, age range from 30 to 60 year and 3 year experience. This is the table presentations of the demographic data, which we have already discussed in the previous slide, so I think we need further discussion. If we talk about the thematic analysis, so following the process of thematic analysis, 54 code were identified. The similar code were organized to exit 18 categories, and then the category were marked to the 9 different themes such as pursue rule, inequality insurance, challenges, suggestion from student perspective, benefit of involvement, challenges, suggestions from the faculty perspective, and current practice, challenges, suggestion from administration perspective. Actually, we have divided the team and sub-team and 3 main categories. Team and sub-team from the student perspective, because there were 6 students recruited in my studies. Team and sub-team from the faculty perspective, and team and sub-team from the administrative perspective. So first we will discuss shortly about the teams and sub-team from the student perspective. So actually this slide shows the summary of the teams, sub-teams, category descriptions, and representative codes. So student procedure rule and quality assurance is very limited. Often reducing survey without clarity and how their feedback is used. They express a strong desire to engage meaningfully, such as joining decision-making committee, but first barrier like uncertainty, where the quality assurance process and fear upon negative consequences of the honest criticism. To address these issues, students suggest workshop to educate them about the quality assurance and transparent communication to demonstrate how their input lead to tangible changes. Where our students seek empowerment through training, actual rules, and accountabilities, and transform their participation from symbolic gesture to impactful contributions. This is again table presentations from the student perspective, but we have already discussed in the previous slides its detail, so I think there is no need for further discussions. This is the second category, some themes from the faculty perspective. Faculty recognize that students' involvement and quality assurance improve program relevance and fostering student engagement. However, the Challenges such as staff resistance to change and the time constraint and tender a meaningful participation. To address this, the letter of faculty recommended structured system for students' involvement, like formal rules and committees, and training program to equip students with quality assurance evaluations. This is again the table presentation of the teams and sub-teams descriptions and the participants' response. This is the third administrative perspective, teams and sub-teams. Administrators rely on survey feedback from former students' role in quality assurance, but face challenges like student disengagement and limited resources. They propose incentive like certificate, credits, and a dedicated platform for ongoing student staff dialogue to boost engagement. Recommendation aim to streamline a quality assurance process while fostering meaningful, efficient, and student participation. This is again the table presentation of the teams and sub-teams from the administrative perspective. This is the cross-cutting summary, which we have collected from all three, from the student perspective as well from the faculty perspective and from the administration perspective. All emphasize training for a quality assurance, understanding and transparency, and how feedback shape decision. Students face culture, hierarchy barrier for rigid educator, students dynamic that hinder open communication. Addressing these issues as critical, fostering trust and meaningful participation in the quality assurance process. This is again the table presentations of the cross-cutting themes. Basic discussion has done only for the support of my study from the previous study, like research investigated the essential function of student input in a quality assurance process at different nursing colleges in Gir Lower Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Pakistan. The research involves student faculty member and administration staff to identify main themes that describe advantage, obstacles, and successful strategies for the student quality assurance environment. The study confirmed and controlled a previous research finding to produce essential data about the quality assurance participation in the context of limited resources in culture. This is the conclusion of my studies, which is very short and very simple. The study emphasized the significance of the student voice in a quality assurance in enhancing educational quality. Our recommendation include a structured way for a student involvement, developing a training to promote education, improve transparency, and confronting the culture barrier and encouraging the student participation. These strategies promote collaboration in student-centered approach to quality assurance in higher education. These are references from where I have made these presentations. So thank you so much for listening.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate your presentation and a very good topic and very different from what we have already listened to, especially when you're talking about transparency and how to train the students. Very good point. We will go to our next speaker. So we have Dr. Saeed Ahmed Khan. Is he here? Yes, he is here. So Dr. Saeed Ahmed, he is the director of QEC, Sukur, IBA University, Sakar. I think I went to Sakar. But it's not easy to get there, yani. He's going to present to us a topic about a multilingual, large language-based model to classify open-ended evaluation comments. Okay, this is very tricky, and I will keep it to you.
I'll make it very easy for the audience.
Yes, easy for me as well.
Yes, sure.
Okay, thank you very
I
much.
need just a minute. I have to send email this presentation via email.
Okay. You need to send the email, the updated version. Okay.
I need. लेकिन मैंने दोबारा उसकी बात करी कि आप लोगों ने Yes, he was always on the Yes, we did.
वैसे भी लगा दें भले. Can we just cover the old one? Okay, thank you.
Okay, okay.
Ji, Assalamu alaikum. So can you hear me? Very good afternoon to all of you. Thank you, sir, for providing me this opportunity to present my talk on a very emerging topic, which is based on the AI. This is basically a multi-language LLMs classification of the sentiments and aspect analysis of the open-ended evolution comments. You know, in universities, we always give the website or any link to the student to get the feedback from the students. The feedback is of two types. One is a close-ended and another is open-ended. Close-ended is a very easy because Likert scale is being used to get idea of what is being done. For the open-ended, it is very difficult to have some ideas because the students always keep their the comments or the feedback, and it is very difficult to analyze those feedbacks because sometimes they are in a Roman, Sindhi, English, or Urdu, and even in the Saraiki as well as maybe the Pashto. And some are basically in English or in Urdu or in local languages. It is very difficult to get these things. So my work is on this open-ended analysis based on the LLMs. This is what we always describe that the feedback is based on this set, the students' evaluation of the teaching of the course, about the teacher is being done in every universities, and we always take this, as I said, that this both of the modes in the closed-ended and open-ended. And based on this one, we always give the teacher course allocations because in the end, we always look these type of the feedbacks. Being a head of the department or being a responsible person or the dean, we always allocate the courses based. Sometimes we always see these things, and if we have this scenario, we can also improve the course quality as well as if we have this the scenario about these basically feedbacks. So relying on the SET, it is basically may not be a comprehensive evolution, as SET can be influenced by various factors like what, like the grading, like the grading discrepancy, or the like grading leniency, as we always work in the environment where these type of things are always happen. So we cannot totally rely on these segments. Then what we have to do for the open-ended, we always, as I said, that we always take our student get enter the feedbacks in these type of the languages, maybe more than other languages. English, Urdu, Roman Urdu are the mixed language. So it is very difficult to get out that if he says or the student says that teacher bahut acha tha, teacher was very good. What does it mean? What does it this feedback means? Means we have to take out some sentiment analysis, the pinpoint that is both acha tha, means he is a very good teacher. So our LLM model can get this input from the feedback of the students. So how these basically being done? We carried out 60,000 reviews feedbacks of the different semesters and the teachers, and manually analysis was also difficult. So that's why we trained our basically system or model by applying the MBERT. I will discuss what is MBERT. So the purpose of this study is to basically to transform the transformer-based multilingual model to analyze students' feedback on the courses and the teachers to discover the sentiment and aspect written in the languages like, as I told you, English, Urdu, Sindhi, or any other mixed language. So this is our purpose. Like, as I already give the example, like the feedback on the teacher हमेशा class के लिए well prepared होता था. One aspect, well prepared means teacher was well prepared to deliver his talk or deliver her class lecture. Teacher class में अपने time पे आता था. Teacher was very punctual to come into the classroom. So आता था punctual means what this feedback is going to tell us? It is telling us that yes, the teacher was very punctual. This is a positive aspect from the feedback of the student. So how we have done this one through the methodology. We basically get the data set preparations. As I told you, the 60,000 data sets we received, and 200 were manually labeled in the aspect sentiments. Okay, this is the positive aspect, this is the negative aspect. We already trained the model, and we labeled the encoding like this is a positive, this is the negative, and then we text processes like tokenization and truncation. These are the two terms in the artificial intelligence. Tokenization means we have to take out some very similar or the very focused terms from the feedback of the students. Truncations means the long sentences as nowadays the disadvantage of the ChatGPT is that students are basically going to copy about the teacher and getting the feedback from the ChatGPT and copying and pasting on the feedback. So truncation, it will truncate all the comments and it will shrink into the one sentence. So this is what we also utilize this one. And then model was fine-tuned. The model evolution was basically inference, and we got 79.5% accuracy about this model. This model was basically, our finding is to get that what is the trend of the teachers, how teachers are basically performing in the classroom, whether they are punctual, they are focused on the learning, on the classroom, two-way communication. This will also classify teacher performance based on the student feedback and course grades, classify which teacher is best suited for the subject for future course allocation. Of course, if my feedback is good, why my HOD or the dean cannot give me the same course if I am performing well? Illustrate the aspect for teachers based on the student feedback. Visualization to train. These are the patterns. Our aim was to find out these terms. So here we also train set the fine-tune MBERT. This is multilingual BERT. This is basically Google trained model, it is trained in one of 4 languages which are available on the Wikipedia. So our Sindhi, Urdu, and all the multilingual languages in Pakistan, they are being trained. So we trained our model by utilizing the Google's MBET. So total size, as I told you, was 2,000 reviewers. Sample were around 60,000. So model was MBET, and we obtained a accuracy of 79.5%. So top positive aspect was teaching quality, infrastructure, classroom environment. There could be multiple things. I put out these 2 or 3 things. So top negative aspects, we trained our model that course contents, sometimes course content is very shrink. The students always cry out, the course was obsolete, like it was of the 2000s or 2005 or 15. Because in the computer science, in every field, the course is going to be changed. So then late results, feedback, assessments. So from this study, for the QC member, I am also working as a director QC, and I am the associate professor as well in electronics department. So what we get insights, few insights we can get these things. Like course with low pace and grading dissatisfaction can be identified. Like which course is going to be low credited. We can improve that course accordingly from the feedback of the students. And programs with consistently low GPA. Which program, like Punjab University has like this Fccu University has, let's suppose, 35 programs. Which program is having a low GPA or CGPA? So we can identify the different points so that we can mitigate those and can improve. Recommendations for the targeted faculty trainings. If the teachers are not performing, we can also suggest some trainings for those teachers. Not pointing out that, okay, the Saeed is not performing well, so he should be trained. Like in a smart way, we can also train those. Next step for our study is that we will expand this real-time dashboard of the sentiment aspects. We have discussed with the HEC officials. Maybe we can play this study or this research to them for the maybe a pilot project for different universities. Integrate LLM insights into academic planning and faculty review, automate multilingual processing across all feedback sources, significant and concurrent, this is the last slide, data-driven decision making. As I told, if our next target is to basically to do some automation of the student feedback helps management identify strengths and weaknesses across departments, that which department is not performing and what is things are going on, enabling informed decisions to improve academic and administrative services, proactive problems solving, early detection of negative sentiment related, like the teacher is very too late. We can implement some biometrics so that a student or teacher can, once they are interning, maybe this could be linked to the salary, maybe, or the policies. Then third is continuous quality enhancement. Of course, by doing these things, regularly monitoring or aspect-based sentiment, supporting ongoing evaluations of the faculty infrastructure and student feedbacks, ensuring the smooth and efficient operations at the university. So by implementing this model at our university, we are applying. We'll be sharing this study with the Higher Education Commission of the Sindh and Pakistan, so that we can have some pilot universities and implement those and get a maximum benefit from this study. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Good talk and very much appreciable. I just wanted to ask about MBERT. Is it open source? Anyone can use here?
At this moment, we are not. This is not open. We are developing by ourselves at university.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Real time, we are going.
Are you an IT guy?
I am an electronics guy, but yes, IT is my field also.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, I really appreciate your effort, and it's very good.
Thanks.
Henny. Great. Very nice to hear these very good, distinguished topics. Now I will go to Riaz Ahmed. I think you're here, right? Okay. So Riaz Ahmed, he's the director of QEC University of Turbat.
Yes, Turbat.
Turbat. And he's going to present another interesting topic about reciprocal reflections, investigating the dynamic interplay between students' evaluation of teaching and teachers' assessment of learning. Okay, so let's see the reciprocal reflection here.
Okay, it's okay. 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 Thank you very much. Uh, my name is Riaz Ahmad. I'm Director Quality Enhancement Cell, University of Turbat, and I, with my team member, are going to study the manipulation of grades and evaluation, which is a very popular topic in Western world, but we are unfamiliar with this one. Unpacking the power dynamics between student and teacher in higher education. So imagine a classroom at the end of the semester. Students are filling out the quality enhancements surveys that is called the student evaluation of teaching, and professors are grading their sessional marks and other midterm and final term exams. And here is a dilemma, and there is an exchange of again from both sides, student and teacher. The dilemma is Indian teacher might receive higher grade, even though maybe he is a good or bad teacher, but maybe in terms of leniency to toward the grade, get higher scores, and for the sake of receiving the set score. And a strict teacher may receive negative feedback, despite being a very strong academician. So we are asking, are we measuring teaching quality? A very simple cycle of reward and retaliation. You scratch my back and I scratch yours. So, say is abbreviated. Student evaluation of teaching is a widely used tool for assessing faculty performance. In Western world, it's very important in terms of contractual renewal, in terms of promotion. But here also, we also have a very strong influence of said surveys. However, the concern on this surveys over its reliability and validity, it's very questionable because critics argue that it cannot be truly measured the effectiveness and because of the leading biases toward its validity. It's maybe measure personality, maybe measures your other traits, not academic ones. But on the other side, some people argue and support of the SAT because we don't have any other measures. It's measure the student satisfaction level. So even there is biases, but 86% of the universities in US is still using these surveys for faculty evaluation. So what is the key issues with these surveys? It is biased and subjective. SAT scores are very influenced by many non-academic factors like a halo effect, gender, race, and even how a teacher instructor is strict. Then it's also have a key challenge of grade inflation. Instructor might inflate grades to receive better SAT scores and their student evaluation of teaching. There is a weak link between SAT score and student learning. Past studies show there is no or weaker relationship between SAT scores and actual student learning outcome. So the most previous studies examine SAT biases and grade inflation separately. What we are doing in very specific context, we are looking both grade inflation and SAT survey biases in a two-way direction. So in Pakistan, even this is very crucial because we don't have any empirical evidence on whether SAT or TAL is connected. So our research objective is to dig into deeper insights between the power dynamics between SAT and TAL. TAL means teaching assessment of the student, assessment mean examination, and SAT mean student evaluation of teachers. We are looking these bidirectional. The key question is, what is the relationship between SAT and TAL? And do student and teacher strategically manipulate SAT and TAL scores? And which types of assessment component? We have three types of component of assessment. One is sessional, maybe I'm not familiar with sessional. We have a formative assessment in Pakistan, which is combined all those activities like presentation, group discussion, and those are formative assessment. Then lately we convert into summative assessment. And then there is a final term exam, and in between there is a midterm exam. We have three types of assessment, and we are looking which types of assessment is more vulnerable to manipulation. So here is a very 16 weeks of a semester long, which is coming from the higher education uniform semester policy. Most of the universities adopted these policies, and we have three components. Sessional is 30% of the overall assessment, midterm is 30%, and final term is 40%. It's just a typo. So sessional assessment happened throughout the semester. Each time the teacher gave an assignment or quizzes or presentation, then also graded at the same time. Students know about the teacher and their assessment, and teacher also know about the influences of the student. Midterm happened in the 8th week of the semester, among the 60th weeks. So its results shared with the student in the 9th, 6th, or 8th weeks till the final grades. It depends upon the teacher whether they check their paper or whether they want to manipulate the student in said surveys. And final exam conducted in the 60th week of the overall semester. And it is the policy that we do not share our surveys result before the result declared to the student. So final term exam or overall grade will be shared with the student in the 70th or 18th week. What about the SAT surveys? It conducted 2 weeks before the final term exam because his teacher should not punish the student in retaliation of the SAT surveys, and their result will be announced on the 20th, 90th and 20th weeks very late after the final term exam. So these timings are very crucial in terms of when we see the power dynamics between student and teacher. So we have formulated a power matrix of manipulation. On this side, so look at this. If student influence over teacher to get good grades, there is a high margin and low margin, and on the other side, teacher influence over teacher to get SAT scores. So in the quadrant 1, final term assessment, because their stakes are very high, teacher know that these papers or assessment will be part of the archival system. It will be audited by the internal quality enhancement cell and also by the Higher Education Commission or Accreditation Council. So they are very clear about the final term exam, and they focus more on the intended learning outcome to formulate a final paper rather than focusing on just manipulating to get grades. And it's also a low. It's happen in a time in which the teacher know that their school will not be affected by the surveys because surveys happen 2 weeks before the final term exam, and their result will not be shared with them. So in the high grade 2 and 3, here manipulation is high. In some way, and weak in another way, because it depends on the sharing of the result with the student. If teacher shares midterm examination to student before the survey, then maybe it is intended for the purpose of getting good score if the overall midterm result of the student are good. Once his results are shared and said surveys are conducted, then his student teacher had no power to manipulation. So here we cannot make any sorts of relationship between what types of relationship in midterm and said surveys scores will be. But what we are looking is this grade here, manipulation is very high because here stakes are very low. It is very unregulated part of the assessment. Teacher here are entirely control of the assessments, and there is no need to record out a bunch of papers and assignment in the archival system and quality enhancement cell or at the department. So teacher is entirely dependent to score students. So it may be the part of the assessment where grade inflation mostly happen.
It's already 10 minutes, so I don't know how much you'll.
Okay, just we tested two hypotheses. I just share my maybe findings.
Yeah, if we see the findings, because we like to see it. It looks interesting.
Okay, we used orderly logistic regression model, and in the panel 1, we said surveys item one teacher regular during the semester. Either it is related with the students' assessment. In total marks, we are not using the GPA because GPA could not be break down into component. We are taking the total marks and percentage. Then the sessional as a midterm and final term in another regression where we see a very strong and positive correlation between sessional marks and this type of assessment question. And if we look at marginal effect, we see that the more student gets sensational assessments are more likely they said that a teacher was regular their semester. Even though final term may be the best assessment tools of the quality effectiveness of teaching, but the sessional assessment is very strong. In the second question, we asked whether a student, whether or not their teachers are demonstrated subject knowledge very well. Again, we see in the sessional component, there is a very strong and positive relationship between sessional and this types of assessment component. And if we see the marginal effect, we see that a student who got more grades and sessional marks are more likely to say that their teacher demonstrated subject knowledge very well. We also have two different questions, but due to time,
It's already 13 minutes.
yeah. So it's just finished. What we concluded from this talk. We see that there are two findings from our studies. Set score alone do not reliable measuring the teaching effectiveness which we are doing. We must add some other tools like peer review or a triangulation of mixed method to evaluate teaching effectiveness. And we see that the grade inflation, which is highly highlighted in the literature, is due to the which are very much uncontrolled and very formative types of assessment, not the summative type of assessment. So these are our findings we shared. Thank you very much. We are here to.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I like the power matrix approach that you used, which is innovative in the sense, Yani. I like that. And amazing you have a model for that. Yeah. Thank you very much. And we come to our last speaker for our session today. So we are going to have Ambreen Tanweer. Ambreen Tanweer, I should have kept you first, Yani, but your name here is the last name.
Yeah.
Yani, part of respect, and I know that you're an expert in this field. I wanted you to be the first, but I just went through the names. So excuse me for that. So Ambreen Tanweer, she's the director of QEC in Lahore School of Economics in Lahore. And she's going to be talking about the role of students in quality assurance at the Lahore School of Economics. So please go ahead.
Assalamualaikum. Can you hear me? Well, I'll be talking about the role of students in the quality assurance process. So my paper basically is going to focus on the role of students in the quality assurance process. I'm going to take the example of the Lahore School of Economics as a model and what we do and how we involve the students in the quality assurance process. So we are going to discuss the various parameters, the various models which we are using at the Lahore School of Economics in order to involve students in decision-making in the quality assurance process. So many years of research has says that the use of student course evaluations is used as a very integral and a very pivotal role in HEIs. And the purpose of having student evaluations or student or course evaluations, they have a variety of use, such as they are indicators of educational quality, they are used for the enhancement of student empowerment, and as tools to measure educational quality. Because once the student is going to fill out the course evaluation, it is going to show how well or how poorly the institution or the faculty member is performing. Student evaluations are obviously a mandatory part of any quality assurance model, and I will sort of exemplify later on in the presentation how we are doing it at the Lahore School and how we are using it. And apart from the evaluations and the student evaluation and the course evaluation, there are other models of assessments which are very crucial and which are very pivotal and integral to and have a very positive impact on academic success, student development, and their overall learning experience. I'm going to talk about them later, which are well, I'll talk about them later. Okay. Student engagement in the quality process is obviously very important. It is proposed that participation in the quality assurance process is important for students because it provides them with unique opportunities to develop their skills such as communication, analytical, and leadership skills. Obviously, if students are going to be part of the quality assurance process, now by the quality assurance process, I do not only mean the student course evaluations. I'm talking about the institutional performance evaluation. I'm talking about the MS MPhil reviews. I'm talking about CAB, which is the Quality Assurance Advisory Board. Now, if students are all part of these processes, then obviously, it is going to develop their skills, their communication skills, because they will be part of these forums, they will be part of these meetings, and it is going to develop their skills, their analytical skills, and their ability to be future leaders. When students involve themselves, particularly in the institutional quality assurance process, this can increase their understanding of the structure of the institution and the quality assurance processes. Obviously, when we talk about the institutional performance evaluation review, which all the HEIs in Pakistan are supposed to carry out every year, there are various parameters involved. Such as the various, the report evaluates the faculty, it evaluates the planning process, it involves the students, it involves the quality assurance. Now, when students have access to all of this information, they can increase their understanding of the structure of their own institution. And from that purpose, they will be participants in the whole process, and they will be participants in the planning process, in resource mobilization, execution, appraisal of the learning program, facilities, and policies. So they are going to be, if they're part of all of this, they are going to be active participants in the whole, or in all of these parameters. Student involvement in quality assurance is quite desirable to both the institution as it fosters the relationship between the two. The ownership of university life resides in students, thereby making their contribution essential in the change process. So once they are actually part of the process, only then they can become agents for change. If you're not part of a process, you can never be an agent for change. Student engagement in the quality assurance, I'm now going to describe in a very brief manner how we actually do it at our institution. And I'll give you a brief introduction to our institution, which is that the Lahore School is ranked among the top business schools in Pakistan. We were established in '93, got a charter in '97. We are offering programs in business administration, finance, economics, social science, mathematics, media studies, environmental studies. Okay. So the first parameter which I'm going to talk about are the student course evaluations. So student evaluations are mandatory every semester. Students are have been asked to fill out a course evaluation form and a teacher evaluation form online every semester. And it has been made sort of mandatory upon their registration for the next semester. So they've been asked in a compulsory manner to fill out this form. Now, the feedback which is received from this form is discussed at various forums. So first of all, it is discussed at the curriculum meetings. We discuss it at curriculum meetings, then it is discussed at the Dean's Directors meeting. Now, these are the various statutory bodies I'm talking about, and this is the order in which we go. So they are first discussed at the curriculum meeting, then at the Dean's Directors Committee, then at the Board of Studies, then at the Board of Faculties. So, and then finally, if recommendations are very positive and they've been reviewed very favorably, they are finally approved at the Academic Committee meeting and given final approval at the Board of Governors meeting. And then they become part of the rules and regulations of the institution. So the student feedback is something which is very positive and which is incorporated in the decision making and the minutes of the statutory committees meetings. And it becomes very much a part of the law. This also fosters a culture of, so once the students know that these student evaluations are being taken seriously, it is going to foster a culture of accountability, constant improvement, and mutual respect within students and faculty. But if they feel, now on the contrary, if they feel that the student evaluations are not being taken seriously, and obviously it is going to foster a spirit of negativity. Then we have another forum, which we have formed at the behest of the Higher Education Commission of Pakistan, which is about a very positive step ahead. And this is in relation to the PSG to 2023, where there is a major emphasis on stakeholder involvement. And as far as HEIs are concerned, the major stakeholders are the students. Obviously, faculty, and very much we are talking about student involvement here. So we have constituted this Quality Assurance Advisory Board, which has been formed, which comprises of the rector and the heads of departments and the Quality Enhancement Cell. And especially what we want to talk about here, it includes 2 student representatives also, and they are very much part of the board, and they are very much part of the whole setup, and they are also part of the institutional performance evaluation, which we now call RIPE. And they are also part of the SARS, which we call PRE now. And they are actual stakeholders in all of these processes, and their input and their feedback is also considered. One thing which I have not written here, but we are in the process of doing, is the lead student representative. Now, this is also at the behest of the Higher Education Commission of Pakistan, but a major positive step ahead. So this lead student representative is going to come from the student council. And eventually, we are in the process of sort of incorporating it, and we will be doing it. Students are very much part of RIPE, which is the review of the institutional performance and enhancement, which we call RIPE now. And so student involvement in quality assurance extends to their participation in meetings, interviews, which are part of RIPE. So what happens in RIPE, it's basically a 3-day activity, and students are asked, obviously other stakeholders such as the faculty, the students are invited in the RIPE meetings to attend these meetings and to give their valuable feedback. So students are very much an integral part of all of these meetings. By integrating students into these processes, the institution upholds a collaborative and inclusive approach to enhancing its educational standards and institutional effectiveness.
It's already about 11 minutes. Here, I'm here.
This is the last slide. Okay, the last is the role of the alumni in quality assurance. So alumni are students who have actually passed out, and alumni forums are very much provide a policy for the former students to share insights as they are now in the practical field. And alumni survey forms are filled out annually, and their feedback on curriculum relevance, aids the institution in identifying gaps and refine its programs to align with market demands. Okay, so the conclusion is that the active engagement of students in quality assurance has proven to be a critical factor in elevating educational standards and institutional performance. Through structured feedback mechanisms, participation in quality assurance processes, and contributions to policy making, students at the Lahore School play an important role in ensuring that the institution remains responsive to the needs of the stakeholders. So being responsive to the needs of the stakeholders is what it's all about. So the model of student partnership in quality assurance serves as a benchmark for fostering innovation and excellence in higher education institution. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, and thank you very much. And it's always good to listen to you. Okay, so now we have, to be honest, 5 minutes of quick Q&A. Not a lot of time, but we would like to hear some contributions. And please point to whom is the question, or if it's a general comment. Yes, please go ahead.
My first question is to Mr. Balu. He said that this questionnaire was very like supposed to be. How come that questionnaire was very detailed? Can you answer that?
To whom did you say?
Mr. Balu.
Wadid.
And my second question is from Mohammed Anwar. The topic was that it was student-centered UI characteristics, and he only took 6 students, 3 technologies and 3 representatives. That come out to 12. Isn't that the 12 number very limited or very less?
Yeah, very clear, very clear. Okay, Mr. Wadid.
Mic दे दें.
It's okay. The mic is going to get to you so that we can listen together.
We did a pilot study. A Cronbach alpha was calculated on the basis of those values. 0.89 was the value that we achieved, on the basis of which we validated our research variables. That's the validation of our questionnaire.
It's okay. That's fine. Thanks. And for the second question about the limited number of students that
we targeted 3.
Not for you, it's for him. You already have, mashallah, a good number of students.
Yeah.
So my data was situated when I was taking the section interview from the students. So that's why. Yeah, but actually the students is ignorant population. Basically the faculty and the administration staff, they never gave space for the students' engagement in the quality assurance. For example, in decision-making policy, the students' input is not taken. Although the students want to take part in decision making, but the faculty and administration staff, they never gave space to them. So that's why I also include the faculty members and administration staff in my studies.
Thank you for the reply. Maybe the comment is mainly about if the results are representative so that we can generalize them or not. So that's the main question. I think you already answered the challenges that you have, but it's a good comment that we could consider. Any other inputs? Yes, please.
Obviously has to be academically very strong. So that is the main. he or she has to be very academically strong. And we look at, obviously, if he or she has ever had a disciplinary issue, or we look at the, scrutinize the file very, very carefully. No, we don't announce it. We don't announce it. It's like
Is
more
it
of-
based on GPA then?
Yeah, it's based on GPA and other credentials, but the point is that gradually what we'll have to do is that we'll have to have more of a student council from where we're going to pick him or her up. But right now we don't have it, but we're starting off. You know that HEC has just sort of started, so that is all for the betterment of institutions. So at times we do resist change. It always happens that way. But what we don't realize is that it is for the better. So
That's good. That's good.
yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. For me, I will try to conclude some general remarks. Yani, I thank all the presenters. And we could just go on and put many different ideas about stakeholders' involvement and engagement. And if you just look at it from a higher level, all of us, we are trying to engage stakeholders. Everyone is looking at a different angle. One is looking at an angle of management and leadership. How can I lead this process? And another person is looking at a different angle while he's collecting data, but he don't know how to use that data first to know that engagement is a real engagement, and then how can I make use of that student engagement to make it even more engaged? And this is why the doctor, I forgot your name, where he presented about the AI or the MBERT technology, which is a kind of a tool, how you can enhance student engagement, or let me say enhancing student engagement through data analysis. Now, there are other also different ways. As Dr. Ambreen has presented, that it could be through an advisory board, it could be through alumni. There are many different routes. And again, there's not one fit size for all. Everyone has his own powers, his own strength, and he's going to use the right tools that suits him or suits her or suits the university. So there are many different ways, but it depends on the angle what you're looking at it. What's most important for me, these are all research activities that you are doing and practices, but at the level in university, you should have a full picture of how to engage stakeholders. Managerial-wise, leadership-wise, policy-wise, and having all the tools so that you can manage it very well. And then it goes about if you have research to improve that stakeholder engagement. I thank you all, and I thank all the presenters. We are going to distribute the certificates now. We just have one announcement before distributing the certificates. We are going to have the Pnqahe AGM, the Assembly General Meeting, and this is by invitation for the members only, and it's going to be in E25. I think E25 is on the ground floor. Okay, so it's going to be at 4:30, and we are going to break after a while after the certificates, and you're going to have some time for tea and then catching up for the AGM for those who are members. So starting to distribute the certificates. So
Could we have shared just
No.
because we need your.
The student is taking aggressive. So share
The legal Janan.
What is this?
I had emailed my motion. My email supposed to.
Future Saeed, I say that. Yeah, exactly. That might be your actually. So happiness, right? Yes. Yeah, man. I think that concludes now. Okay, so that concludes. So see you inshallah
At 4:30 for those who are members. Thank you very much.
It's 4 o'clock for your turn. I'm not sure of it.